I was there, but was I?
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Anna, and I think the intro to the video already gave you an idea of what we're going to be talking about today. However, I want to discuss this a bit more fully, I guess. So, this is where we are. Also, right now, I live in a refugee camp. So, this background right here is the best I could do under the circumstances. I know you probably find it plain, but to me, getting my phone to even stand without falling for longer than a few minutes is a miracle already, so I am content. Yes, so the idea behind it all is that sometimes we may live in another person's mind without even realizing that. So we mold ourselves into another version of us, and it is a version of us, like it is us, right? A part of us is there, but not fully. So we think immediately what the other person is thinking about us, right? And instead of living in our body, living in our personality, we try to think what they want us to be like and behave that way. It happens to everybody at some point, but to some of us, it's more than just a fleeting thing. It's the way we live, it's the way we perceive the world, even. And it kind of looks like this. I tried drawing a little picture. So, this is their mind, and this is our mind, right? And we kind of overlap here. So, we don't see the boundary. We don't see where our mind ends and where their mind begins. And we sort of live in both, and more in theirs than in ours, right? So, we analyze everything instantly without even really thinking about it or acknowledging it. And then we again try to behave differently. So, like I showed before, we can laugh when we don't want to laugh, or we can try to act like we're interested even though we're not, right? Just to be in that group, just to be in that dynamic, and just to pretend that we belong when we actually know that we don't, right? It happens to me quite often, actually. And recently I found a way to kind of manage that, to kind of deal with that. And I think this video could be helpful for many empaths because, again, this is sort of like an exercise that teaches us to know who we truly are and be more in our mind than in theirs. So the perfect picture should look like this, right? So this is your mind, like our mind, right? This is their mind, and here we don't overlap, but I know you're just seeing my nose. We don't overlap, but we kind of, we respect each other. We're curious, but we have boundaries. Our mind has a boundary, right? It has its own kind of like shape and form, as well as theirs, and we may care for each other's opinion, but we are not trying to become someone else. We're not trying to be them or something. So, one of the things you could do, and one of the things I started doing recently that really helped me, is planning, not just doing them randomly, but planning emotional check-ins with yourself. So you wake up, you plan your day, and then I do it on my phone because it's easier for me that way. I plan to have at least 2 emotional check-ins throughout the day. But the point is that you have to do it quite often, especially in the beginning. You can do it even more often because you need to learn how to live with yourself, how to be you. You have to learn that. You have to acquire that skill because for many empaths it's kind of hard, and it's hard for me. So this is something I do to learn. Yeah, so the first one is, where are you feeling things in your body right now? So you just have to name the body parts. Like for me, usually it's my throat. I feel the tightness in my throat. It's my belly. It's my shoulders. They're either tense or, just something's not right there. Like my posture in general, my spine. Um, And it could be my chest as well, like especially here somewhere. Oh yeah, it's actually quite painful. Here you could press, right? You could really like get into your body and see where you are feeling things. If you don't know, just see where the tightness is. So this is the first question, and you can write down the answer, or you could just record a voice meme if that's more comfortable to you. Do whatever suits you better. The second question is, what do they remind you of? So the thing is, sometimes we are very in tune with the other person's feelings, but we're not really in tune with ours. And oftentimes I can't even name what I'm feeling. Like, I can't name the feeling. I know I'm feeling something. I know I'm probably like frustrated or irritated or angry or sad or upset, whatever, right? But oftentimes in the moment, I cannot define what that is. I know I'm feeling something. I know I'm overwhelmed, but what the heck is happening? I don't know. So I ask myself, what do those feelings remind me of? Because it's easier. Because then I think about the associations that I have with it. I can think in pictures, right? Or colors or shapes. And it actually helps me understand myself better, right? And the third question is, are you at peace inside? So oftentimes, when I am in a conflict with myself, there are two different sides of me, two different parts of me, or maybe even more. Oftentimes, it's even more than two, who are fighting with one another and who cannot come to an agreement about something, right? For example, I want to go to that party that I was invited to, and this is one part. And another part of me wants to simply stay home and do my chores, right? Do the things that I want to get done. And if I choose just one side without really agreeing with myself, I'm going to be in a conflict. So, what I have to do is kind of negotiate, which brings us to the fourth question, which is, what can I do to make peace with myself inside? And then usually I just listen to myself. I listen to both parts of me or more, however more there are, and I decide. I make a decision like, okay, I heard all of you, and I'm gonna give each of you something that you want. I'm not gonna commit to any of you like fully. I'm gonna give you each a piece, right? So I'm not choosing favorites. So I may go to that party, but I may limit my time there and make sure that I come home when I want to and do the chores, or I may do the chores first and then go to the party, and then again, like create time limits and everything, and then just see how I'm feeling, right? So, this is one of the things I do. And again, it's really something that you have to plan each day, because oftentimes you may be in a group and you may forget, and you have to make sure that you are reminded to do them. So maybe turn on your notifications, maybe ask your friends to remind you about it, or your parents or your spouse, whoever that is, right? You can use everything that you want. You can write yourself little notes that, oh, don't forget to do the emotional check-in at this hour, right? Because that's really important, because if you don't do that, and I'm talking about my experience here, right? If I don't do that, if I don't remind myself and I skip an emotional check in, then I can easily, easily get into the overlap here, and I cannot even notice that I'm not living in my own mind, that I'm not living my own life, that I'm doing something that pleases another person just because I want to be amongst people. I used to be a major people's pleaser, a major one. And now I've noticed that even though I still have this instinct to do something that another person wants me to, because I do the check-in, I'm like, oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm beginning to notice that, right? To really pay attention to that. I'm like, hold on a second. No, that's not really what I want. I'm not feeling this, right? And that's when I can say no, or I can leave, or I can truly state my opinion, right? Without being afraid that someone else will judge me or something. And that is a process. That's not something that you master within a week or something. No, it's something that you do for a very, very, very long time. And then at some point you become better. And there's still going to be moments when you are going to slip and get back to your automatic response. But that is okay. This is not created, it's not being created in one day, okay? It was a process as well. And another thing that I found really helpful recently is, well, it's not going to really surprise anyone, but it's just consuming a good amount of content daily about your boundaries, about the thing that you truly want in life, planning your life, and so on. Dr. Gabor Mate, I think that's, if I pronounced his name wrong, I'm so sorry. He's a brilliant man, and I advise everyone to listen to him. And there are many different podcasts with him, like incredible podcasts. This is really important to listen to someone else, someone with a bit more experience, maybe someone who is being respected and loved, to listen to him, to them, talk about the topic, right? And remind you daily this way of who you are and who you want to be and what you want to do in this world. Because that is crucial. Because if we forget to do that, if we forget to remind ourselves, we may stay in this overlap forever, literally forever. And then we're going to be depressed. We're going to feel sorry for ourselves. We're going to blame ourselves or someone else for our misfortunes, when in reality, we just let ourselves live in someone else's mind, in someone else's world. So, yeah, I think this is pretty much it. I don't know what I expected this video to be. I just really wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about it, because having this time for me at the camp, it's pretty hard. There are lots of people. There are no boundaries here, literally. Like, we all live in the same room. We share the same space everywhere. We don't have our own closet or anything of our own. The only thing that we have is our bed. Each of us has their own bed, and that is it. So living in such a place for a prolonged period of time, it's kind of hard, right? But this is how you actually learn. For me, it's been such a transformative experience of learning so much about my boundaries, so much about what I want and how I want to act in life, and who are my friends and who are not. So I believe it's a privilege for me to sit down like this now and share everything that I've been learning with you guys. And I'm not perfect at this. No, I'm just practicing. I'm practicing just like you, and I'm sharing my insights on this quite captivating journey. And I'm really grateful to be able to do that. So thank you guys for watching this. I wish you all patience with yourself. And yeah, I'll see you guys all really, really soon. Bye.